it sounded like you were saying that this exorcist under whom you apprenticed helped you, right? And kind of talked to you afterwards about the things you've seen. He also helped you by not being afraid during these manifestations. So do you help other priests? Because I'm sure exorcists feel lonely, either because they're not being believed by people, or because they see things that frighten them, or they see things they didn't think they would ever see, like someone crawling up a wall. Do you ever counsel them in the context of friendship, or how does that work?
Yeah, I think there's a sense of fraternity or collegiality. When I was appointed, I became one of only 12 exorcists in the United States back in 2005. So there really wasn't a network of fellow exorcists to connect with. And a lot of it, I was just kind of making it out on my own. Mm-hmm. You know, the Archdiocese of Indianapolis has always had an exorcist. The priest before me, Monsignor John Ryan, he's passed away now. He passed away, which is how I got his job. But he was the parish priest where I went to grade school. Mm-hmm. So we've always had a priest in this role.
Teaching grade school kids, I guess dealing with demons is a great way to prepare for them. You know? I'm joking. Okay, all right, wow, yeah. Is it difficult for exorcists to be looked at with suspicion or skepticism, not just by people they meet, but maybe other Catholics and even other priests?
Absolutely.
Does that happen?
It does. I think exorcists kind of, we need the support of one another because few people realize what we deal with. Even in fellow priests, you can be at a priest gathering and they're like, oh, here comes the exorcist, maybe kind of,
yeah.
But they have no idea the things that we encounter because it almost kind of begins to isolate you just a bit. Because when you deal with so many people that are on the so-called fringes or dealing with darkness day in and day out. I'm the pastor of 2 parishes in my diocese, but I'm also the exorcist. And because I'm publicly known, I get 70 requests a week from people who believe they're dealing with the demonic that are seeking help. And that volume of darkness, it just keeps coming and coming and coming. It can eat away at you if you're not well grounded in your priesthood. The years that I've done this, I tell people that I believe that the ministry of exorcism has helped me as a priest to truly see priesthood as a vocation and not an occupation. Because you look at the church today, priests wear many different hats. They're pastoring multiple parishes. They live in their cars. Mm. And the temptation is that just becomes a job. But when you realize, that evil is real, the devil is out there, it really helps. It helped me to discover priesthood as a vocation. And when I say vocation, I mean a calling from God. Mm-hmm. I do what I do because God has called me to do it.
Well, back to that movie, what did we just mention?
Nefarious.
It showed you how powerful a priest is. And what happens when a priest doesn't take himself seriously. Like that one priest who came in and the demon realized, oh, he doesn't even believe in me. Please, he's not a threat at all. But initially the demon was terrified of him. I think it's not an act of humility to downplay our importance. The Lord has called you to a mighty work. To pretend that he hasn't doesn't do anybody any good. Yeah. Rather, I think what we have to do is acknowledge what the Lord has called us to and then try to live up to that and then repent when we fail.
That's the notion that if a priest takes his priesthood seriously, so will the devil. But if the priest doesn't take his priesthood seriously, then neither will the devil. And there may be a lot of priests today that just kind of question their calling, their identity, especially you look at clergy sex abuse and all these types of things that can tarnish the priesthood. And then to a certain extent, then the devil can use that uncertainty just as a way to cause priests to fall into this sense of occupation rather than vocation. Any priest can pray with anybody. You don't have to be an exorcist. If somebody's dealing with the demonic, any priest could say, as a priest of Jesus Christ, I command you. That's just from the very core of holy orders. But I think a lot of priests today don't realize the power and the authority that they have simply by virtue of their ordination.
Hey, thank you so much for watching. Before you go, do us a favor, leave a comment, let us know what you thought of the video, like, and subscribe.